It's the 31st of January 2021. The date marks the official one-year anniversary of Covid-19 in the UK. Regular viewers of this channel know that I make Covid videos that compare the management of Covid in the UK, where I am from, with that of the management in Morocco, where I live. I've already made a video that goes into some detail about the first month of the virus, so I won't go over it again now. Just click the link above or in the description below to live those happy times when the UK had less than 1,000 cases. If Covid management were a competition, then it would be very clear, and has been for some time, that the UK lost and Morocco won the Covid competition. The UK has nearly 2 million active cases, Morocco less than 14,000. Morocco will record less than 1,000 deaths this month. For the UK, it's close to 33,000. The UK government cannot say they didn't know how bad it could get. There is no excuse for ignorance. It was clear from the events in Asia and mainland Europe of what was happening in the world. Morocco and the UK saw the same things and reacted differently. The Moroccan government, and in particular the Moroccan king, were at the forefront of Covid management from day one. The actions that the UK and Morocco both took were always taken first by Morocco, sometimes weeks before the UK took action. Morocco imposed travel bans on certain countries from day one. It stopped large gatherings and major events on day 12, when there were just 12 cases in the country. At this point, Morocco was already way ahead of the UK in Covid management. Where the UK government recommended, the Moroccan government implemented. In early March, the UK government published its coronavirus action plan. The language used in the plan spoke of aiming to do things and has the power to do things. The plan reassured people that the UK had enough protective clothing for hospital staff, something which would be discovered to be untrue. The expectation of a stretching scenario was that 1/5 of all employees in the UK may be absent from work, but only during the weeks when the epidemic was at its peak. Up to the end of December, 10 million people were absent from work. That is about 1/3 of the working population. On March 15, 2020, the UK entered the top 10 list of countries with most cases. It has remained in the top 10 for the entire year and currently sits at 5th position. Morocco has never risen higher than the mid-30s and currently sits in 34th position with 3.5 million fewer cases than the UK. Its stable positioning is not because Morocco isn't improving, far from it. But as Morocco reduces its cases, so do all the other countries with similar numbers. On March 16th, day 15, with just 37 cases, Morocco began its tough restrictions. Over the following few days, all international flights would be banned, all schools, cafes and non-essential shops closed. Restrictions were placed on national travel. There would be a nighttime curfew and severe restrictions on the movement of individuals. These restrictions would be in place for 3 months for most of the country and a longer period for some regions. All of which culminated in Morocco having the 5th toughest lockdown in the world as a response to the virus. Throughout the year, Boris Johnson has shown himself to be a weak leader. incapable of standing up to the critics from his own political party. As a result, there has been at least one government U-turn on every single facet of COVID management, from school meals to wearing masks, from Christmas curfews to lockdowns. It has become impossible to keep count of UK government backtracking and broken promises. In contrast, Morocco had a very straightforward approach. 3 months strict lockdown from March until June and almost no restrictions since. No one is pretending it wasn't a tough 3 months. For poor Moroccans who live in smaller dwellings, sharing rooms with siblings and parents and grandparents, and whose low-income jobs were suspended, those 3 months were especially tough. But it was just 3 months. In contrast, the UK's government early carefree attitude and continued gross mishandling of the virus has led to a year of restrictions, anguish, mental health issues and emotional fatigue. 1 week ago, 47 psychiatrists published their concerns about the mental health issue of the UK nation. These concerns are just. A year of broken promises, the hope of normality after yet just one more restriction, only to have that hope snatched away at the last minute with even greater restrictions. Now the talk is of endless lockdowns and restrictions. A far cry from the rhetoric back in March 2020 of 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Despite the year of restrictions, the situation in the UK is not improving much. These restrictions have come too late, rather like closing the fire doors once the flames have spread to all the rooms. Contrast that with Morocco, whose numbers are at their lowest since early August. The UK is a nation drenched in emotion and stress. The people are made to fear the virus and fear for their jobs, their homes, and even their normality. A people made to feel guilty for something as simple as going out for a coffee. A people encouraged to turn against each other and even have children spy on their parents. In Morocco, as in many other parts of the world, life has almost returned to normal. Perhaps it's difficult for the British to realise exactly how much normal life has returned. So many times I have expressed thanks at my good fortune for being in Morocco at the time of this crisis. Never once did I think returning to the UK was the sensible option. Morocco has proven itself to be a leading country in COVID management. Living through COVID from a Moroccan perspective has shown me that fear doesn't work. Guilt doesn't work. People have to come together, and they need a government to make that happen. What does work is a government that supports its people, not scare them. The UK government should publish its daily recoveries to give people some positive news and a reminder that things will improve in the future. Morocco has always published its recoveries. That little bit of good news helped when things looked really bad. The British people need a strong government that they can trust. With so much negativity and blame and uncertainty, of course, people are going to turn against each other. Remember, normality is a certainty. It always will be. Morocco proves that. It's time for the UK to swallow its pride and look to Morocco for advice and support.